YouTube family? We back with another one, man. And we headed up to New Orleans to cover the story of Juvenile the Great, the legend, a member of Hot Boys, the group, as well as Cash Money Records. But before we get into that, we gotta give you a little insight on where Juvenile came from.
And these latest killings just adding to the alarming crime statistics emerging in New Orleans. According to Jeff Asher with A&H Data Analytics, 93 murders have taken place in New Orleans between the beginning of 2022 through the month of April. 243 murders have also occurred over the past 12 months. Asher says that the city likely had the highest murder rates in the nation over the first 4 months of the year for big cities.
Well, now two alarming stats being reported this morning about murders in the city.
Yeah, to some, these numbers might seem shocking, and to others who have been following our reports, this is to be expected. Peyton Church live in the studio with a breakdown of what this means.
Yes, murder capital of the United States, right here, New Orleans. Our city has officially surpassed St. Louis as the murder capital of the country, according to the Wall Street Journal. The double homicide in Treme and the killing of a juvenile on Saturday night brings the 2022 homicide total to at least 209 as of yesterday. Skyrocketing numbers of homicide rates puts our city at the top of the list. Not the type of list to be proud of being at the top of. New data from the Metropolitan Crime Commission reveals New Orleans is outpacing cities like Chicago and St. Louis, cities infamously known for their crime and murder rates. This year alone, homicides are now up 44% compared to 2021. And keep in mind, the crime crisis continues to grow, and it happens at the time when the city's police force is experiencing a major staffing shortage. Looking at the numbers from the Metropolitan Crime Commission, carjacking incidents slowed a little bit last week, 218 so far this year, and the number of shootings is inching closer to the same number as last year. Right now, we are at 343 shootings for 2022. In 2021, there are 371. Armed robberies are tied with homicides for the largest increase since last year, up 44%. For a full look at the numbers that we're reporting on this morning, visit WGNO.com. And New Orleans, stay alert and stay safe. I'm Peyton Trist, WGNO News.
We just about getting ours. And I mean, everybody that feel like they're the best, motherfucker, you should ought to be saying you the best. If you're out there saying, I'm a good rap and all that fun ass shit, get the fuck out the game. Nigga, play the sideline. It's like being NFL now. If you ain't a sportsman, if you ain't healthy, stay on the fucking sideline. Right now, it's all about athletes and athletics. We controlling this shit, and that's how we feel from the heart. You know, that hot. What's up, mom and dad?
Terrius Gray, born March 26, 1975, in New Orleans, better known as a stage name, Juvenile. He was raised in the Magnolia projects in uptown New Orleans, the 3rd Ward to be exact. He was a good kid growing up and actually attended a Catholic school. He began rapping around age 11, which his mother disapproved of. He used to sneak out the house to perform, and his neighbors would tease him, saying he was a little juvenile and ignorant for not listening to his mom. The name stuck with him, and he used it as his moniker as he began his rap career. After gaining a local buzz in the neighborhood, he began working with Bounce music recordings that earned him a local recognition amongst the greats. After releasing his debut studio album, Being Myself in 1995, he became a regional success and eventually signed the deal with Cash Money Records. I ain't gonna lie, when he dropped that hot shit, it was over. They came with a new sound. The beats was crazy. They had the lingo. They was in the projects. So it was a different look. Because I'm from New York, so we had Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, Jadakiss, DMX. So when you hear people from another region talking the same shit that your current artists are talking, but with different lingo, different slang. You know, they from the South, so it was dope. And it took the rap game by storm. We was fucking with them up in New York hard. Juvenile still putting out good music. That last track was a few months ago. That shit was fire. He still got the bounce. Him and Manny hooked up together. But Juvenile's a legend, I ain't gonna lie. When Cash Money first came out, my personal opinion was Juvenile was the best. And I said that to a lot of people, and everybody was saying, oh, it was BG. But everybody got their personal opinion. I just think when Juvie came out with that hot shit, it was just so different and lyrical. He caught everybody's attention, and he definitely caught mine. But it was up for debate if it was either him or BG when they first came out. Ultimately, Wayne became the juggernaut. He stayed with Cash Money and just perfected his craft. But through the years of trials and tribulations, it always was Cash Money as a family, Hot Boys as a group, and so forth. They always broke up and got back together. Baby basically raised them. Everybody was kids when they first met. Baby probably was in his early 20s, middle 20s or something like that. But all people under them, they was teenagers. So even when they beef for a year or two, might talk shit about each other, bring up the past, they gonna get back together. In 2006, during a brief stint of him leaving Cash Money, he signed with Atlantic Records. His 7th album, Reality Check, it billboard on the Hot 200, and it was followed by Cocky and Confident in 2009. He then released a couple of independent albums, Beast Mode in 2010, Rejuvenated in 2012, and The Fundamentals in 2014. So he was staying busy independently during his little internal beef with Baby. During his solo work, he also formed a group called UTP in 2002, which they released 2 albums as well. In 2014, him and Baby linked up again and squashed their differences. A Hot Boys tour was supposed to go down, but it eventually fell through. There was a lot of internal beef. BG with Turk with Wayne with Baby. It was all types of internal beef, so they can never get on the same page. But Juvie was a hustler since the beginning. He came in the game getting money, selling crack and shit like that. So he was always going to make sure he had some type of income. In 2020, he also started a furniture company called Made by Juvie, and it was actually successful. He also linked up with an Urban South brewery for his own flavored drink called Juvie Juice. I tried it. It was okay. Wasn't nothing to write a home about. He was just getting a check for them using his name. But I'm always support all the things that Juvie, BG, Baby and them do, because they came from the mud. And Juvie is definitely a legend in the rap game. He appeared in a couple films as well, Baller Blocking, Juvenile Uncovered, UTP Live in St. Louis, Juvenile Street Heat, New Orleans Exposed, The Power of Few, House Party, over 13 films, man. Juvenile has made his way around in the film game. He also got 7 collaborating albums as well, a couple with the Hot Boys and the UTP clique, and then he got one with Birdman. And he got about 15 to 16 solo albums. This dude Juvie is a monster. I didn't even know he had that much work under his umbrella. Now that I did some research on him, I knew he's been staying busy his whole career. But that's how it is in the rap game. If you're from a different coast, you're not gonna know what certain artists are doing in their local region. So we might not think Juvie is popping. Damn, that nigga fell off. But he doing shows in St. Louis, New Orleans, Miami, shit that a New York nigga not gonna know about because that's not his reach. And all these ventures and movies and stuff that he's been doing over the years, if they're not mainstream, we're really not gonna hear about it because he's a mainstream artist. So if he's in a B movie and the joint is dope, but it ain't no A movie, we not gonna hear about it. But he's getting a check, he's getting royalties, and he's staying active. And that's one thing I can say about him. To this day, he's still relevant. Him and Manny Fresh just started a podcast as well. So that got their name in the spotlight.
Oh, wow, shout out
Chopper
BG,
City
my God.
was what changed the whole format of what it was. Like, and then from that, it was on and popping.
Dang.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But that ain't answer your question. And
I gotta correct him a little bit though, because that goddamn UNLV Uptown for Life album, bro. I ain't gonna lie. When I heard them beats, bro, you had me. That's why I did. Set it off, right?
But UNLV is considered a bounce group, bounce.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? But they had some different beats because I was on some other shit.
Yeah. And y'all always been on that bounce wave, especially even when you was doing the Manny Fresh and fucking Baby albums. Y'all had that bounce wave still incorporated in there. But what was some of your motivation to even get into the producing world?
Shit, bro. My dad was a DJ. So I'm crazy shit in the world. My dad actually knew Juvie before I knew it.
You know what?
My dad used to let him rock the mic when my dad was DJ.
Oh wow!
I think Baby's his contribution, the thing that he is great at, he can really convince you that we are going to win. We could be down by, you know what I'm saying, 48 points, 2 seconds left.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
He gonna have the same attitude.
He gonna come in that motherfucker talking to you. We got these bitches. I don't know what the fuck wrong with y'all. we gonna win this bitch. He can convince you like, baby, we could win this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think a lot of what was good about us was whenever we had the moments of weakness, he would always figure out a way to maneuver around it to make us be like, okay, that's bullshit. We could get over this hump.
My lesson from Slim and Baby was, man, they not bigger than you. Man, they used to always, I don't give a fuck. I used to be sitting there saying, man, that nigga Jay-Z. And I would be saying, talking about raps, they used to say, yeah, man, niggas ain't bigger than you.
Yeah.
Like, man, I don't care who it was. Like, yeah, wait till your shit come out. Wait till our shit come out. Man, their whole thing was don't put nobody on a pedestal above you. You know, it's cool to like them, but you know what I mean, be competitive against them and shit. That I ain't gonna lie, that created a monster with me, cause that made me have the attitude I had. That's why when I first came out, a lot of people was like, damn, he got like a fuck you attitude.
And
that's Slim, exactly what I had.
With Slim, silence. Like, you know what I'm saying. You don't always have to scream at everything. You don't always have to. You know what I'm saying? Yell at, because a lot of times when you have a hood mentality, you think the way you resolve shit is, you got to get your point across. You got to always, be vocal about it. Sometimes, the law office of such and such going to fight that battle for you. When I send you these papers, that's going to get your mind right.
That's loud enough. That's loud enough.
Yeah.
What's the one thing kept you going when you felt like you should quit?
Oh, man. I think I always had a spirit to go through a door that I don't know what's on the other side. I think in order for you to be successful, you have to be brave enough to go through a lot of doors that you don't know what's on the other side. Right. And I had them moments a lot of times in life where I was like, man, I don't know, what I'm going to do. But if an opportunity come, I'm like, I'm going to take this opportunity. And I always noticed that there was people who didn't take those opportunities because they were scared to know what's on the other side. Yeah.
You can't, you not just take risks, you gotta learn to take risks. Yeah. Some of us really don't know. We want to take risks, but don't know.
People of Rhythm Drinks, and let's get into it. My name is DJ Manny Fresh, and right here,
this your boy Juvenile the Great. And today we got a special guest on today. Tell them who we got, dog.
Jim Jones, you heard me? It's going down. What's up?
Hey, what's
Pretty good. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
You know it's going down. It's going diggity down.
Yeah.
Dipset.
Yeah, we in
Got
the
my
building.
jacket, nigga. You heard me?
Let me catch you completely off guard, right off the rip. What's 3 albums? 3 albums that, if you was a young artist, that you need to check out. I'm talking about like 3 hip hop albums.
3 hip hop albums.
Yeah, like some shit. This you like, you know what? If you gonna do this shit, these are 3 albums that you need to check out.
This shit you gotta ride to.
The Blueprint.
All right.
Machiavelli.
That's 2.
Hold on now.
All right.
Let's go back to the third one. I'm gonna get you good on this one, but because there's a few albums that I listen to that kind of when I go in album mode, kind of just listen to it. But I'm gonna get you the third one. Give me a
All right. So let you ponder on that third one. Let you know like yeah, how we would say, ponder on that.
Jim, what was your first encounter with the whole New Orleans culture? Because I know you've been down there a few times. Tell me what you know about. Yeah, tell me what you know about New Orleans, man. Because I know you've been down there a few times.
I've been well, when I first went down there, I didn't know how big crawfish was down there.
Did you try some?
Yeah, I tried some at Baby Crib when you had the big mansion. We went down there during Essence Festival one time. I don't know, years and years ago.
Yeah.
All of us went down there. Me, Cam, Juvenile. It was like the whole Dipset.
Them like baby lobsters, you know that?
Yeah, them little things. But people was going crazy for them, like everybody.
See, when crawfish in season, because usually when they come in season, it's during the cold season, right?
Yeah.
And
it's in season right now.
yeah, and yeah, it's a craze for that. Because I mean, it's like right now, it's like how much a pound? Like
That's just high. That's high as gas, dude.
like,
Crawfish high as fuck right now, dude.
Yeah, it's definitely high as it.
Yeah.
And man, I'm talking about they come from all over the world to eat them crawfish.
But the funny thing about that is I've been put on through New Orleans culture through your music and No Limits music. And as I became successful and having to travel the land is when I started to make my trips and my rounds through New Orleans. And every time you go there, you kind of learn something different and shit, you know what I mean? So I've been to a few parts.
So you never been to a second line?
What now?
Mardi Gras.
Oh, well, have I been to an actual Mardi Gras?
Bro.
No, I don't think I've been to actual Mardi Gras, but I've been to something that they had on. That's that Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
I've been to something. They had a function on there, but I don't think it was.
Nah,
actually.
bro, that ain't.
You been
you
been a shake off, a twerk off, pop that? This
like
Mardi
Gras, yo, bro. I'm so burnt out. I think it might have been Mardi Gras. I'm trying to now.
Mardi Gras is.
What's that Mardi? I don't know, bro.
Mardi Gras is something that everybody wants to
experience.
Yeah, you definitely won't. Yeah, you definitely won't.
You got some good food down there.
Yeah,
food is crazy. Yeah, the New Orleans always claimed to be the cooking capital, like the cooking capital and the drinking capital. Like we'll drink you under the table. Give me some of that shit. Pour it in my glass. We'll drink you under the table.
If you ain't got what I'm drinking what you got.
Speaking of alcohol, what's your favorite drink?
Now, if I do drink it, it'd probably be some champagne. When I was younger, it was like the Hennessy.
I'm talking about what that shit was like. Turn you up for a laptop about that.
Back then, it was the Hennessy and the Alizé, that Thug Passion. We used to.
You was drinking that shit. They was mixing that Thug Passion and that hypnotic shit.
Yeah, wait. What was Thug Passion? Say that again.
Well, the Thug Passion.
I remember the song,
was Tupac said it was Cristal and Alizé, right? But niggas in the hood,
stomach was total.
Niggas couldn't afford no Cristal in the hood, so naturally they substituted that with the Hennessy and they called that Thug Passion in the hood.
All right, yeah. You think
how you gonna substitute champagne?
And then we used to do the red Alizé. They had the yellow Alizé, but naturally they bring out the red Alizé. So then it was Blood Passion after that.
Shout out to Juvie, man. I'm proud of him for staying relevant and being a pioneer in the rap game. always having swag, never playing himself, never in really no public feuds or anything like that to make himself look bad. Manny Fresh always stay in the cut. So I'm glad their podcast is successful and they already hitting the East Coast, so that's dope. You know everybody in the South gonna fuck with them because they legends, and everybody on the East Coast fuck with them. So hopefully their podcast does well, man, because I always like their music and shit. On another note, I looked into it further about their podcast. They signed the deal with Breakbeat Media. So when I saw the logo at the bottom, I was like, damn, I remember that from somewhere. And then I remember the phone calls, the Suge Knight shit. That shit was hard. I ain't gonna lie. When I first saw them joints, I was like, oh, this shit is hard. He was creative with it. He got his son. And then I found out it was Dave Mays. Dave Mays is one of the guys that used to own The Source. So this is some dope history to know about. Dave Mays is a hip hop icon, so they brokered a deal with them and they moving forward. This is dope. But shout out to Juvenile, the Great, the podcast, Dave Mays, Cash Money, the whole New Orleans, man.